Morning folks, Andy here. Welcome back to the wood shop below decks again. Decided to put some wood dye on this cabinet for it'll bring it all together so it's not all like different colours, and then finish it with some worktop oil. So these parts are dried up, we'll get them took apart, unclamped I mean, and cleaned up. And then we'll be gluing the rest of everything together and then dyeing it. That's the first end that we glued up. Solid as a rock now. You see there's some heavy stains on it and rings that you can bleach it and get them all out, but we'll just put a coat of this wood stain on it and it should bring it, disguise most of them, but don't want it looking perfect. It's an old piece, you know, but this timber's totally dried out, so the oil finish will do it some good. So that's that anyway. I'll get these other pieces cleaned up and then come back. That's everything sanded up now. I drilled all the old dowel holes out. So we're ready to get these glued together now. We've got the other side to do and the drawer box. And then when that side's glued up, we can put them together with the stretchers and everything, so we'll get on with that. So if I dampen the timber and I put an oil on it, that's colour it's going to go. And I don't really want it to go any darker than that, and I like all the defects in it as well. So change of plan again, because I make it up as I go along as usual. I'm just going to put oil on this. I'm not going to use the stain. It's going to look old and battered and be alright, a bit like the rest of the boat and me. So we're just doing that, oiling it. And I get plenty of food into the timber then, but it's gagging for a drink. Lots of character in it. Well, that's it. I'll get that glued up, put some gloves on so I don't get black hand gang. In fact, what I'll do before I do that, glue it up, it can be hard to get in with finish and whatever with oil. I can do the inside pieces, as long as oil don't go in the joints, we're alright, so the glue sets fine. We'll let Minnie Mouse put the oil on. They're dry enough now, soak straight in, 5 minutes, it's all gone. We'll get some glue on it, have it together. So there we are, first coat on. You can see all the life in that. Some lovely grain there. It's soaked straight in. All those years of stuff being put on top, you can see it now. Just dry. Right, that's that cleaned out. All the oil's disappeared. I think I better get a 5 litre drum of that oil. I'll keep drinking it, this. So, that's it. Glue the frame back together. So I've just got it held together. It's not glued up yet. Just make sure the drawer works, which it does. Oh, smell the oil. So we'll take it apart, glue it up, get it clamped up, leave it half an hour. And while it's going off, we'll get some more oil on. So that's the next bit. Right, she's going off now. Just leave clamps on a bit longer. Get best chance. But we'll have a look at the lid. Yeah. It's got a bit of warp in it, but we knew that. We'll bring it down a bit. But it is old. got some warp, but we knew that. See how it pulls down. Looking nice to me, with lots of character in that, lots of life. Right, we'll try the draw. Yeah, we'll try the drawing. It's a little bit tight, that, but it's had soaking with oil, so that oil will have expanded. It's drunk the oil up. That's okay for now, because when it it will settle down and dry up, and it wants some wax on these, on the runners and everything. So I'm not too worried about that. That's fine for now. We'll get the rest of the oil on it, and then I can sort that little problem out if there is one at the end. But with wax on the runners and the sides, it'll go in and out all right. Just a bit in here to get off. We'll have a look at this lid now. Getting that attached. We'll try and pull the bow out. Right, we'll find some screws. So when this was made, there's hardly any overlap on these sides, and as it's gone a bit wonky now. So they've got hauled into some fresh timber here. Right, that's screwed up tight. It is still a little bit cupped there, but that's it. But it isn't a very good way of attaching that, because it just screws directly into the top, and this will want to expand and contract and it can't, so that's probably why it's split. You should have like a slotted hole, or you can use the L brackets with the slots in, and that allows movement then. As it shrinks, it can pull in, and as it expands, it can go out. Because in the summer they take up a lot of moisture, so everything wants to expand, but it can't because it's just solid. So I think I'll swap them for some L plates when I get some. But anyway, it's fine for now. So I'll just put that handle back on. When I find it, it's over there. I have put some timber in these old holes, so it should screw up, but I do need some more. I'll have to find some. I haven't got anything that small. I'm going to have to just pre-drill that. Right, the heads are starting to come off that, so I need to get hold of some new ones. Right, we'll get it waxed up. We'll apply this wax to the sides and to the runners. Which is the traditional way of making runners work, timber on timber. I'm sure once it has dried a bit with this oil on it, it'll be fine. See how that works now. Oh, look at that. We'll just polish them off a bit. That's slippy to the touch now. Just polish these runners off. Oh, we'll have some on the sides here. See what she's like now. Oh, look at that, brilliant. Perfect. Do we stop at the back? There's nothing to, just to stop that, I'll just have to pin a bit of timber on the back. But that's that. So, took about a day that, in total hours. That 8 hours work. I shall put some more oil on it on the outside, keep it going in until it don't want any more, and then it can just have a wax on it and it will be fine. So let's have a look round it. Looks a bit better than yesterday. It's got some lovely old character on it, hasn't it? Look at that lot. Some life being on there. A few cups of tea. Something big there, sort of burnt it. But a nice old oak cabinet. And what I did realise was here, because Ken actually told me about this and I'd forgot. There's 2 burn marks there because he had it next to his squirrel stove. It started smouldering. So he tried to burn both down. That's what that is, burn off at stove. So shows you how much heat comes out the side of them. So be careful with them. And she's all solid. That's a nice addition to me. I like old bits and bobs. I will look forward to using that. It'll look nice. But we get a bit more oil on it, and then probably get it to wax up. So a bit different to what it looked like when I started. It was all falling apart as we saw and everything. So that's it anyway. Job complete. So thanks everybody for watching and liking and subscribing, etc. If you like to subscribe, it'd be great. Grow the channel a bit. But if you don't, just keep watching. But lots of woodwork coming up now with these boats. Been making cabinets. Both boats. We've got worktops to do. I'm casting some concrete worktops. What else we're doing? Well, everything, aren't we? We're doing everything that's got to be done because they're just empty shells, aren't they? So if you want to see things being fitted out internally, and I'll be making loads of cabinet stuff in here in workshop, I'll show you how you do it. And they're not complicated ways of doing things, and you don't need that many tools. You just need to know how to do it. So It's not going to be stuff made with elaborate machinery and what have you. It's hand tools, routers, etc. like that. Which routers you can just do a million things with. One router and some cutters, and takes place of tons and tons of machinery really. Just for one-offs and what have you, you're not doing production. So anyway, subscribe and follow us, and if you subscribe then you get a notice saying that there's a new video up, don't you? So anyway, thanks everybody. Ta-ra!